The rise of Skywalker shocked audiences when it revealed the Emperor had returned, resurrected through Sith alchemy, clone technology, and pure narrative audacity. Many Star Wars fans balked at this twist, calling it unearned and even mocking the film's opening crawl for its now infamous, somehow, Palpatine returned line. But Andor, the critically acclaimed Disney Plus series, offers unexpected clarity. Without directly referencing the sequel trilogy, Andor shows exactly how Palpatine could haunt a galaxy without ever needing to be seen, making his revival far more believable in retrospect. Power without presence. Andor's invisible emperor. Set in the early years of the Empire, Andor portrays Palpatine not as a cackling villain commanding from a throne, but as an unseen force of fear. He's barely mentioned by name, and yet his shadow looms over every decision made by the Empire's bureaucrats, spies, and military leaders. Even high-ranking figures like Mon Mothma and Dedra Meero act in response to the Emperor's will, an unseen authority so vast that his absence becomes more terrifying than his presence. This invisible dominance directly parallels the way Palpatine returns in The Rise of Skywalker. He doesn't march across the stars or appear on every holoscreen. Instead, he issues a broadcast, a ghostly warning of revenge that sends shockwaves through the galaxy. To some, this seemed like poor writing. But Andor retroactively reveals that this is precisely how Palpatine always ruled. He was mythic, detached, and most powerful when he wasn't there at all. Snoke and Palpatine, two faces of the same fear. Snoke's mysterious origin was another sore spot in the sequel trilogy. Why introduce a new supreme leader, only to reveal he was a puppet of Palpatine all along? Critics saw this as a retcon. Yet thematically, it fits within the Star Wars tradition of power being recycled, repackaged, and reused under new names. The First Order was never meant to be a truly new regime. It was the Empire wearing a different mask. The Force Awakens subtly supports this. Leia sees the First Order for what it is, a recycled authoritarian nightmare. Snoke, like Palpatine before him, is a remote overlord manipulating ambitious subordinates into fighting his battles. He wields influence through intimidation and ideology, not personal charisma. The expanded universe and comics later confirmed that Snoke was a genetically engineered vessel of Palpatine's will, but Andor makes that concept more digestible. The show demonstrates how easily the Emperor's legend sustains itself, long after the man becomes a myth. Andor versus the sequels. Different styles, same themes. Critics often compare Andor favorably to the sequel trilogy, especially for its grounded, adult storytelling and political depth. But while the shows and films differ in tone and style, they echo the same themes. Fascism is faceless, and power thrives in shadows. Andor provides a slow, creeping horror of authoritarianism. The Rise of Skywalker dramatizes its consequences. By never showing Palpatine during key events, Andor justifies how an entire galaxy could still believe in and fear him 30 years later. His return didn't require visibility. It only needed memory and myth. Kylo Ren and the Lie of Advancement. Kylo Ren killing Snoke in The Last Jedi seemed to subvert the Sith tradition of apprentice overthrowing master. He declared himself supreme leader, as if eliminating Snoke would bring freedom. But fascist systems don't reward rebellion, they absorb it. Andor shows this clearly through characters like Cyril Karn, Krennic, and Dedra Meero. Even when they claw toward personal power, they're always serving a system that only cares about results, not loyalty, not vision. Kylo may have killed his master, but he simply inherited the same throne, the same ideology, and ultimately, the same master.
The face changed.
The system didn't. The Rise of Skywalker wasn't flawed, it was consistent. When viewed in isolation, The Rise of Skywalker makes bold choices that can feel rushed or disconnected. But within the broader narrative, particularly with Andor now part of the canon, those choices gain weight. Palpatine didn't need a massive reintroduction or on-screen confirmation to assert dominance. His legacy, built on silence and myth, was enough to send the galaxy into chaos with just a whisper. In that sense, Andor doesn't just deepen Star Wars storytelling, it gives the sequel trilogy's most controversial twist a powerful sense of inevitability.